There you go.
Hey, y'all.
There we go.
I don't know how that happened.
I don't know how that happened either. But we move on.
Hey, y'all. I know we just gonna keep going on, and we're gonna make this happen. How y'all doing today? It's another beautiful day. That's what my husband said. It's another beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Another beautiful day.
Another beautiful day. So, all right, y'all. Let's get this party started now. Here we go. Hello, I'm Edwina Wilson, the CEO and founder of Kelly's Choice and the host of Kelly's Choice radio show, where the caregivers and the differently able have a voice. And he didn't let me give up. And why do I say that? I say that simply because here I am. I'm back. We're excited. This is my co-host. And I'm just excited to be here today. So today, let's get started. So today, my guest is, mostly everybody know him, DJ Carter. So DJ Carter is my guest today. And, so coming back is great. It's great. We get to talk about everybody's accomplishments since we have been off the radio. DJ has been continuing on with his shows and, other being guests on other people's shows and doing his cooking and so forth. The pandemic has not been great, but, to keep moving forward is a good thing. So without further ado, let me bring my guest on so y'all can meet him personally. DJ Carter. How are you doing, DJ?
I am hanging in there like a rubber chicken on a rope, set on fire. I'm good to go.
Okay. Look, we got some messages already. So thank you. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Cindy. Hello. Welcome, Shamika. She said, hey, Edwina and Mr. Corey.
Oh. I thought she was reading. I thought she was reading through the lines. My bad. Hey, everybody.
He was in there too. Boy.
I was reading the comments. I was reading with her. I was like, okay. I'm the backup comment reader too. So.
Hey, Precious. That's Precious, Corey.
I see it. That's what I was reading through, and I was like, okay, Precious over there.
That's Precious. Hello, Nikki. Precious said, I miss Kelly. Let her know everyone at Faces miss her. We will definitely do that, Precious. So, wow, DJ, this has been a minute, right?
It been a couple of minutes actually, but man, am I happy to be back on this hour? Let me tell you.
Man, I tell you, you're looking all good over there, DJ. I don't know. I might have had to boost my game up a little bit.
No, come on now, Mama. Easy. You all right.
She's looking all snatched.
Let me lift my chair up a little bit so I can look a little cute like you do right now.
I can't lift my chair up yet, but I'm working on it.
My chair ain't going up, so I'm down here looking low.
I think I'm missing something.
No, you stylish.
Well, today is a great day. Of course, any day we wake up and we're able to see another day is a blessing, definitely a true blessing. And I'm definitely grateful. I am Edwina Wilson, the CEO and founder of Kelly's Choice and the host of Kelly's Choice. No, not Kelly's Choice radio show, but it is the Kelly's Choice radio show. It's just all Abilities Pep Talk. Affiliated with Kelly's Choice. There we go.
There you go.
Got it out. All right.
Hey, to my left here.
You know who I am. I am the backup singer, also known as Corey, also known as Doo-Wop That Thing. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Wow. Okay.
He came back with a little different.
I gotta have some fun.
Yeah, hey, we'll take that.
Now, you got to make a joyful noise, even if you can't blow. You got to let it go.
Oh, I know.
That's right.
I know. We have here with us today is our special guest. Who is that?
D to the J with the roll away. That's right.
Next time he say that, we're gonna take some wheels and we're gonna roll away. What you think?
We got a roll away sound.
Then I'll be all by myself.
Oh man.
Oh man, y'all gotta understand when we come with DJ, we have all good things fun. Okay. So I like to bring humor in my show. I like to have fun. I like to bring humor in, and we could get serious at the same time. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're going to do here today. So, DJ, to my understanding and viewing and seeing all things DJ Carter, you have not stopped the doing what you do. The pandemic did not stop you from continuing to be DJ.
To make an impact. Yeah. To make an impact. Be impactful and
Y'all see why he my host?
Get them big words in there, boy. Come on.
He all educated.
Oh. Wow. No, she didn't. Okay.
Educated.
Wow. Take it back. Oh yeah.
Hey, hello, Nikki. So, thank God the pandemic did not stop you. However, what I do want to say is, and we're going to talk about this too, because it's all things DJ and accomplishments. Although the pandemic didn't stop you, you almost let the challenges of social media views and words stop you.
Yeah, I did. And, we've said before, words are powerful. And that's but, and again, in all honesty, these people over here have been in my corner since day one, 4 years strong. And a lot of it is perception, how you look at things, how you see things, how you feel when people say things. But as my mother will say, time and time again, don't you let nobody steal your joy. Not today. Right. Because if they take something out of you that you are, they don't have that kind of power. You can't let them have that kind of power. Don't block them. Don't stop them. Just keep going and doing what you're doing, and let them see you succeed. And they can say what they want. You can't
talk anyway. You can't stop a person from talking.
Sure enough. I know that. That's why they had to put a restraint on my mouth. I know, trust me.
Let's keep the restrainer.
No, I mean, just because I go so fast, but I think everybody has opinions, but the opinion, you can't let it stop you. You have to continue to do what you do and be who you are, regardless of what happens in the world around you, because your joy and your attitude is going to reflect your altitude and everything.
Absolutely.
That you do. That's very true.
Absolutely. Everybody knows how clean.
I tried a little bit. I
tried to put a tie on. This is my purse. This is my version of a tie.
Look here. Y'all don't even know the neck button ain't even buttoned. I can't. This 18 and a half. I got a 21-inch neck. It ain't working. But that's okay. We cover it up and go with it. And
a good tie goes a long way.
That's right.
Yes, sir. Right. Yes, sir. Right.
Thank you, Cindy. Thank you. I'm trying, And I always say, ever since I heard this saying, other people's perception of you is none of your business.
I love that.
And we have to learn today that people want to talk whether you're doing bad or good.
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to do that, and we got to, as the people out here, wanting to and looking forward to impacting the community and encouraging the community and bridging the gap in inclusion and all of these things. We got to understand that, people are going to talk, and it is let them do what they do, but you keep doing what you do. See, right. Because as long as you know that you're being positive and that that what you're doing is impacting the community, don't worry about what other people say. Yeah. That's what we have to do.
I agree with that. I remember, and I think what kind of got me out of that mindset is, you and I had sat down and talked, and Mr. Wilson and I had sat down and talked. Of course, I'm always sitting down, and that's okay because that's what I do. But I just, there was something you said, and I remember it so well. As long as you're, impacting one person, you're doing your job. Because I was so focused on numbers, and at times I still am. And that is when you're focused on the numbers, you lose track of your path because you're so focused on how many people are going to be, where are they going to be. Another thing Ms. Wilson said, and Mr. Wilson has said it as well, is the people who are supposed to be there are going to be there. And as long as you do your job and give your best and put the best forth that you've got, that don't matter if it's 60 seconds or if it's 60 minutes.
Right.
Because that's the chance you've got. Whether it's 60 seconds, I'm going to look like this. Whether it's 60 minutes, I'm going to look like this because I am a representation of Kelly's Choice. I always have been, since I've been in. And it's part of who I am. So if I'm representing Edwina Wilson, who is the CEO, then I'm going to come off strong and I'm going to come off well and do the best of my ability to affect the people who are here at this time.
Yeah. Talking about being impactful or making an impact, to make an impact is one thing, but to be impactful is another thing. Meaning you can have an impact on someone and they think about what you said. But when you're impactful, when you've changed somebody's mentality to make them not only think about what you said, but want to emulate what they see, or even take a different stride into where they thought they were and then do a 180 and go in opposite direction.
Yes,
that's what it's about. And I watch you do that a lot of times when you're out there sharing your information and talking and trying to help folks, grow. You start to see, you may not always see it right away, but you know that if that person, if you keep being an impact in their life, eventually they will and they can have a change in themselves to take a different direction, is to want something different.
I've had to learn that in the growth of myself, in doing My CP Does Not Define Me, in doing back when I did the Sports Menu Radio Show, in the pop-ups that I do, I've had to learn it takes time to be impactful. Now, you got to do the best you can with the time that you have. And I have to give all of myself. And I remember specifically, the reason why I'm saying this, I remember I did a show and I called Miss Wilson. I said, Miss Wilson, I can't today. I'm tired. She said, can you give me 15 minutes? And I don't say no to Miss Wilson very often. And there's a reason, because she inspires me to do well and to do better. And so do both of you. And it's amazing. She said, all I want you to do, just go on there. I know you're tired and just push through. Just give me. We talked for like 2 minutes and I started talking and I was so tired. And as I started talking and as I started delivering the message I was delivering, which is you got to push through your barriers. I'm at the end of the show. I'm going, how did I go 45 minutes? I was only going to go 15. Wait a minute. What happened? But during the show, I realized something. I said, okay, she asked me for 15. Let me give her 30. And then when I got to 30, I said, well, I done came this far. I might as well keep going. And if you think about it, you look at Forrest Gump, the movie, he was running, and he was saying, well, I've come this far. I might as well keep going. I'm at the end of I'm at the end of the county. I got to run a little further. So kind of that's where you are. You got to push through. And sometimes you're going to be on low energy, but you've got to give. If 40% is all you've got, and that's your 100, you've got to give it. And then people are going to see that.
Right.
Very true.
Now, let me elaborate on that a little bit. So what happened with that conversation? And the reason I asked DJ to give it a few minutes is because when we were talking and he said I was tired, the way, the tone, and just I'm tired. For me at that particular moment, I felt DJ could give a little bit more. Okay, he could give a little bit. So in business and being successful and being that influential person and influencer, and as you grow in life, you're going to be tired, right? But to become very successful, that tiredness and you pushing through is going to get you to where you want to be.
Mm.
So sometimes in the midst of being tired, we got to push through that tiredness. And I tell you, I am one of those people that can be overwhelmed, exhausted, tired, and some, and I will push through those moments to get to where I want to be. Sometimes we have to stay up a little longer than we want to finish that one particular project we working on to make that project available for that mass of people that you want them to see, that you want to see that, you know. So
Right.
in life, if you want to become that successful person, even in our tired days, like those multi-billionaires and millionaires, that's what they do. They're tired, but they're pushing. They're overwhelmed and exhausted, but they're pushing because they know where they want to go. So I saw that in DJ. I saw that he said he was tired. I didn't see tired. I didn't hear tired. I didn't vision tired. So I said, just give it a few minutes, you know. And by the time DJ got on there and started talking, just through the conversation of what we said, that conversation of being tired went to a whole nother level. And it wasn't 45 minutes. DJ did a whole show. He did a whole show, you know. So that's what I wanted him to see. He didn't understand it at the moment.
Not at that time.
Yeah. So sometimes I push DJ to another level that he don't understand why I'm doing those things, but I push him to another level so he can understand this is what successful is being. This is what getting to that next level is doing. So
Yes,
sometimes you got to take those steps just to get
Right.
to where you want to be,
Mhm.
you know. And nothing happens overnight, but you have to just take those steps to get to where you want to be,
That's true. That's true.
you know. So if you want to empower others, if you want to be that influencer, which you can be, and and also in doing that, sometimes let me break up being in a comfort zone. Being in a comfort zone and stepping out of a comfort zone. So you could be in a comfort zone and want to get to a next level and you don't know how to get out of it.
Mhm.
You can also step out of that comfort zone to get to that next level, but there comes humbleness with that.
Yep.
So sometimes in being the person that we are, us, ourselves, sometimes we can't lose that humbleness in the midst of trying to be successful,
Sure.
you know. So getting out of a comfort zone is not
difficult.
easy. Yeah, no,
It's
yeah,
difficult.
it's not easy at all. It really is not easy. And but at the same time, you got to think back in your head like, so getting out of this comfort zone to be an influencer, if I'm doing this, I got to be this way. And if I'm doing that, then I got to be that way. So sometimes in being an influencer, when you start at, that's where you want to continue to take it because that's what the people are used to. And we don't like changes like that. We don't like to, sometimes the people, society, we don't like to receive what society wants us to receive.
Right.
And sometimes we want to just be ourselves. And a lot of times we can't. We just can't because if we're being this particular person or image and it's a great image and people is loving this image and it's taking us places, that's the image you want to continue to be that impactful person on. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, it goes back to the idea when people say I'm keeping it real, or or I'm giving you the unfiltered, unadulterated truth or honesty or whatever. And though you may feel comfortable in a situation, those around you may not be able to receive what you're giving them at the time. You always have to remember, as DJ, and one thing I can say about DJ, I remember asking you to do the radio show, doing the Sportsman radio show, and talking about maturing, maturation wise, it was something that he did it because, of course, that's something that was offered to him. But as he started to get more comfortable and feel, and see that he could do more,
Wow.
he had to get to a point where he was like, okay, I can stay doing this, or I can take the leap and say, hey, look, I got to step outside of this comfort zone, because it's easy for me just to do this and then go about my business. But now I have to do something different. And, that was the start of his growth.
Yes. Yes.
And it's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to say. The growth in it. And I remember when I started, I was structured, and I got to this way, and make sure you don't go over an hour. Don't say the wrong thing. Don't look stiff. Get the sports out. Make sure you got your facts. And then I started getting comfortable with it. I'm like, I like this. This is fun. So I changed it up a little bit, and I took the hour and I divided it. And I said, okay, we got 30 minutes of CP, 30 minutes of sports. Let's try to. And then I noticed that something inside went, let's move. I'm comfortable with this, but what about this? That's the leap he's talking about. And I remember when it happened, I was so nervous because I said, Miss Winnie, Miss Winnie, Mr. Wilson, I want to kind of go with a different type of show. I want to reach the masses with different disabilities and different abilities and cerebral palsy. My CP doesn't define me. And I went, oh man, I just did that. And there was a moment where I was like, I don't hear anything. Oh no, you did it too early. And it's like, then it was almost like a blessing, because I realized my own growth, but I was scared of it at first, because it's different. When you go on your own, doing a talk show by yourself is tough.
It's tough.
When you don't have two people to bounce off of, and I'm like, blah, 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 the whole hour. I mean, but it's just, so I started having guests, and I started talking to people in topics, and it just bloomed into this giant brand. And it started with one little thing, and I got comfortable again with that one little thing. And all Miss Wilson did was suggest, I want you to do more. And I'm like, do more.
I'm already doing enough, right?
I'm already doing enough. Yeah. I want you to make an Instagram. How about a Twitter, a blog? And I remember that conversation, boy. I looked at her, and have you lost your mind? Like, I remember that moment, like, this woman is going to tell me and I don't have time. She said, yes, you do. Those 3 words right there, I'm getting posted up on my wall. Yes, you do. I love that conversation, because at first I was so mad. Like, how in the world are you going to tell me how much time I got? And I had to, it took me a minute, because I'm in there. I'm like, mommy gonna tell me? You ain't gonna tell me. I know what I'm gonna do. And all of a sudden I'm like, okay, Miss Winnie. And I asked a very important question. I said, how?
That's it.
And when I said that, Miss Winnie went boom, 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 boom. And it was, get a planner, learn what you're doing during your day, map it out, write it down, time it out. My planner that sits over here now, I use it for everything. And I started realizing, again, growth and maturity and acceptance of move from where you are to where you need to go. Man, I got Twitter, 3 YouTubes, a blog, 2 radio shows, and I'm just like, great, she's going to ask me to do something else. I'm going to keep going and get bigger. And now it's different. Now when she asks me to do something else, I'm like, All right, I got this on this schedule, this on this schedule. Let me see if I can move this around. Okay, if I get up at this time, you start learning more about yourself and really how much time you actually have to do things. And you don't have to do everything in one day. That's another. I was struggling. Miss Winnie, I'm overwhelmed. I can't, I'm just everywhere. Everything is, I'm just trying to. She said, slow down and stop. You don't have to do everything in one day.
That's right.
You have to be coachable in this business. You have to be. Look, nobody is going to do everything right.
Right.
Sometimes Miss Winnie needs to vent. Sometimes Mr. Wilson needs to vent. Not very often. I mean, because he's so quiet back there. But but when he does speak, people listen. See, so you have to be coachable in everything that you do. Life is precious.
Yes.
So in the moments where somebody's trying to help you, don't think that they're trying to push you into something you're not good at. Go with what, do it in fear. Do it anyway. And again, all of these are coming from myself, but Miss Winnie has given me pieces. That's what she's so good at. She sees things in people, and I've told her this thousands of times. I don't understand how she sees it first. And then I'm going, why didn't I see that? Why did I miss that? But I think it's the path that we're looking at, the vision that we're looking with. Life is like this. Life is not narrow-minded. Life is not tunnel vision. And people get stuck on one thing that they're good at, and they stay there when they have all of this ability around them that they could be doing, but they limit themselves by saying, I don't want to do that. I'm scared of that. I can't. Don't put the can't in there. Drop the T and get it done. That one's for you, Nikki. I know you like that. So, it is so peaceful to have the support. I don't do this by myself. My fans and my family and our group, Mr. and Mrs. Wilson, Kelly, Mrs. Wilson's family, they know me well. There have been times I'll go out and just talk to vent and to get the stuff out. Don't hold stuff in. That's dangerous.
Yes,
it's dangerous to you, and it's dangerous to the people around you, because eventually you'll blow up.
Yeah.
When you blow up, you take everybody out with you, and that's what I learned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part about a lot of times when we live in fear, we bottle fear up.
Mm.
And when we bottle fear up, it literally eats up at you on the inside because it has no place to go.
Yes.
It's like being afraid of the dark, but yet you're always in the dark.
Mm.
Right.
Eventually you have to find the door or turn the light on or even open your eyes.
Mm.
And then once you do that, you can see that there's more out there than just you. There's more that you need to partake in, more you need to participate in than just the space that you occupy.
Yes, sir.
And I think a lot of times we miss that. We walk around, the D to the J would roll away. We do these things, and until we mature in our understanding, I have this thing. So when I talk about choices and things like that, I tell people like this. You make decisions based on the limited amount of information you have at the time you make that decision.
Mm.
Meaning based on your maturity level and what you think the outcome is going to be based on what you've experienced yourself, not what you heard, but what you've experienced, you make a decision based on that. Meaning if you've always been sheltered, you make decisions based on a sheltered life. Mm-hmm. If you've always spent your life in the fast lane, you make decisions on the fast lane. Mm-hmm. It's not until you actually start to realize that there's more to it than just the here and now or the later than. You start to realize that there's two sides to it that you have to take into consideration. And that's something as DJ grew, he had to realize that, yes, there's one side to it. I'm doing, the sports, but also I want to do more. Mm-hmm. And as I start to grow and want to do more, and I start to develop myself and I start to develop those around me, I need to figure out what can I do to be impactful to them. And when he came to us with, I want to do something, I want to add to, I want to do this, it was, hey, if you feel comfortable doing it, And that should be for everybody out there. If you feel comfortable doing something, there are always consequences to our actions. That's just a given. We're humans.
Yeah.
You drink cold water, you expect your teeth to chatter. If you're outside in the cold with no jacket, you expect to get a chill. But if you're making that choice and you realize that though there are consequences, I can actually take that risk, and I have to deal with the consequences in the long run, whether they're sitting back doing nothing or they're taking the leap. You have to do something. You have to. So DJ had to do something to grow himself, and it's on the comfort level. Once he stepped out, talked about earlier, comfort zones. Once he got out of that comfort zone, he started to realize there was more to it than just this, and I can impact more, and I can impact myself more.
Yes,
so
sir.
therefore, I got to step outside of who I thought I wanted to be or where I was at the time, and move on to something different.
And that's the other thing. You think what you have at that time is so big.
Yep.
And it gets like this. But an instructor told me it's not this. Make it here
That's
to
right.
where it's manageable. That's the growth itself. Getting out of the comfort zone was the best decision I ever made. This brand that became My CP Does Not Define Me, through Twitter, through Instagram, through 3 YouTubes, through a blog, and it's still going. I'm working on an album. I'm working on opening a restaurant. I'm working on getting a house. These things, I'm like, okay, it's getting a little big. But again, going back, if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. If your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. And you're going to have 1,000 people telling you you can't. You can't. You won't. Don't do it. Don't do it. I did it. I budgeted out the money. I know how much I'm worth. I know how much I can afford, because I took the steps, and I told Miss Winnie, I told, this is what I'm going to do. And boom, 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 boom. And I did it. And I think taking charge of your own life and realizing that you can accomplish anything you set your mind to. I don't care about your disability. I don't care if you're nonverbal. I don't care if your legs don't work. You got one arm. You have to find a way to do something that you're passionate about, that works for you. Mm-hmm. You have the choice to choose to go forward, stay where you're at, or go back.
That's right.
But I got news for you. You can't go back, because you're already in the future, because that moment just passed. That's it. And that's what life is about. I love it. That getting out of the comfort zone was the best decision I ever made.
Okay, so I want to interject and say, okay, so what he's saying is not that he don't care, but what he's trying to explain to everybody is, do not let your disability affect you in not moving forward.
Thank you.
What he's saying. Okay, so not that he don't care. He's just trying to explain to everyone, as his show is, do not let, not your cerebral palsy, but do not let your disability affect you or define you. Where your limits are, everyone should know their limits. And when you know your limits, you know how far you could go. So sometimes you got to try yourself and not be afraid. If you know what you can't do due to your limitations and your limits, take those chances, because if you don't know what you can and can't do.
Yes, ma'am.
Some people are so afraid to even take chances when they know their abilities and their limits. But take the chances, because if you don't, you're going to be stuck, and you're going to be in the same place over and over, time and time, year after year.
That's that bottled up fear.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
And sometimes just do it in fear. You'll be surprised of what you can do and what's inside of you. So I saw things inside of DJ. And by me listening to DJ daily and listening to, his hearing his actions and hearing, you believe it or not, you can vision when you're on the phone with someone, you can envision whether they're smiling or not smiling. You can.
Yeah, you sure enough can, Ms. Winnie.
You can do that. I learned that from customer service. So
smile with your voice.
Yeah, absolutely. It really is. And you can tell when someone is upset and they don't, or frustrated. You can hear all of that, and you can envision it. but I believe in treating people, the way I want people to treat me.
Right.
With dignity and respect.
Absolutely. And so
that's a two-way street too.
Yeah. So I really wanted to just break that part down so people won't look at DJ and say, he don't care. It's not that he don't care. It's just that if you have a disability, do not let it define you, is what he's basically saying. Okay.
And the reason I said that, I mean, to shed a little bit more light on it, I said the title of my show is My CP Does Not Define Me. I realized something in that title. My CP does define me in some ways.
Yeah.
Okay. We all have problems that we face, but you can't let your problems get in the way of what you want to accomplish.
Right.
Our biggest critic is ourselves.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We spend half the time telling ourselves, I don't know, it's too big, I can't, it's too much. I don't love in slices. I love all or nothing. I give all or nothing. And I've seen people with different abilities and disabilities and different things let their disability stop them because of what people have said, of the life that they've led. Mr. Wilson talked about it earlier, being sheltered. You have to break out of your you can't, because you're worth it. As an individual, your disability is part of you, but it doesn't define everything that you are. It can't, because through adversity, you grow. And what doesn't, I mean, for lack of better terms, you have to go through pain to get some pleasure. I wrote a song called "That's What Life's All About," and it says, sometimes you scream, sometimes you yell, sometimes life just gives you, and then it says, you've got to go through pain to get through pleasure. Got to go through pain to get some pleasure, but that's what life's all about. It talks about going through life itself. Sometimes life is hard, but it's those hard moments that make us stronger and give us the tough skin. And I'm still learning. Let me say that out loud. I don't know all the answers. There's still moments where I'm like, Miss Winnie, this don't make no sense to me. I don't get it. I can't. I very rarely say I can't do this anymore. And I'm going to tell you why. My favorite thing about Edwina Wilson, my favorite thing is she does two things that have impacted my life severely and in a good way. She says, speak those things that are not as though they are, which is so powerful in itself. But it's this one right here that I hold on to every morning when I wake up to the end of the day. And I literally hold it. I've got it back here on my wall. The ability to don't speak negativity into your life. When we confess something,
that tongue is powerful. Okay?
Yeah, she has caught me and said, nope. And I stop. And when she does that, I listen, because I realize we have the ability to confess things. We have the ability to say things and to speak things into action. And that scared the ever loving out of me. I mean, really, it really did, because I'm like, wait a minute. Miles to 626. What? Okay, she told me that story.
Oh.
about just being able to say, you know what, I'm going to get this job. Not, I don't know if I'm going to get this job. You're already giving the enemy a chance to get his foot in the door, and if you give him an inch, he's going to take a mile.
Right, that's right. He'll take it.
My mother has taught me, and that's right, I said it. Read the little flyer. My mother has taught me very well in the fact of, you can stop yourself before you even start by giving the enemy an inch.
That's right.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's all it takes.
Yeah.
We have got to have faith in ourselves
Yes.
as people and know
even yourself.
Yes, and know that it's powerful when we speak confidently. Miss Winnie's confidence, I'm like, some of the stuff she's told me, I'm like,
He heard the best.
I know. I'm still waiting, but I guess what I'm saying is, we there are millions of us out there that spend most of our time wishing, but we take no action.
Yeah.
Okay. Faith.
That part. You got to take action. You can't just talk it.
Yes, ma'am.
Once
About
it's
it,
dead.
you gotta take
Yep, that's where I
action.
was going.
You gotta take action.
I,
So, DJ said something, and I and my daughter said something this morning as well. My kids always say something when I get to that point, and it's like when DJ was getting ready to talk about what DJ mentioned, the Mazda 626. And so my husband showed me a car a few months ago. And when he showed me this car, I fell in love with the exterior of it because it was a totally unique, one of a kind color. And nobody's going to have that color because it's specifically for that model and year car. And then I saw the interior and I love the interior of the car. So it stuck with me. And I said, I love this car. I want this car. And mind you, I just brought a brand new car a year ago. I just bought a brand new car. It hadn't even been 2 years since I had this car. And so in my mind, I stuck with this car. And I want people to understand this. And I'm gonna say something because I want y'all to understand this here. You have to have faith. You have to trust the process. You have to believe in God that God will open doors that man cannot open. Okay. And some closed doors is not a bad thing. It can be divine intervention and you don't even realize it. And then you get mad because that door closed, but something just saved you from either heartache and pain or other kinds of destruction.
When you told to move too.
You do. When God say move, move when God say move. Like literally, don't question when God say move, because if you don't move in that moment when God say move, you could miss out on a blessing that you've once asked for and didn't realize that this is what God has given you now.
Yes, ma'am.
Timing is God's timing, not man's timing, right? So Corey showed me this car a few months ago. It stuck with me. And I wanted that car, okay? I wanted that car. So a couple of days ago,
it was my fault, y'all.
So a couple of days ago, me and Corey was in the car, Kelly and my granddaughter, and we were going just riding. A lot of times we just ride. And I picked up the phone and I called this dealership. And I said, yes, I'm looking for this 40th anniversary edition. I know it's limited because it's only, it's a limited edition. It's the 40th anniversary year. I said, but I want that car. And the lady said, she got my information. She said, okay, this is my number. We'll be in contact. Then she called me back in about 5 minutes. She said, hey, listen, Miss Wilson, I spoke to my manager. We don't have the car. The car is scarce. It's only a limited amount of those cars. But what my manager said is he's going to call around to several of the dealers and see if he can find out who has this car. And I'll get back with you either tonight or tomorrow. If you don't hear from me, then this is my number. You could call me. And I said, okay. So in my mind, I'm stepping out on faith and trusting and believing that because I just brought a brand new car, 4 miles when I drove it off the lot. Okay. A brand new car less than 2 years ago. I had to get out of my head and not say to myself, well, they're going to say, well, it's upside down, or we can't pay this off. You ain't had a long, or I had to not even look at those things. I had to say, I want this car and I'm going to get this car. That's how I had to look at it. So the lady called me back and, they couldn't find a car. So then this was on Wednesday. Then Friday came and we was getting ready to go out Friday. And me and Corey had a conversation. I said, well, I hadn't heard from them. I know they got to find this car. And wherever it could be, if it's one available, it might not be any more available because it's a 2021 40th anniversary edition. And they only made it a limited few, So I said, if they get it, then it's for me. If they don't, then it is what it is, and I'll just take it like that. And I said, talking like I got it like that, like. But the reason I say that sometimes we got to know our worth and stop feeling like we're being conceited or we're talking so bold, highly about ourselves. Sometimes you have to do that in order to believe in what you want. You have to believe in what you're pursuing and what you're going after. Don't think that you're big headed. Don't think you're conceited. Don't think all of these things, and miss out on your blessing. Because it can happen because you don't want to tell the truth about yourself. A company might ask you, tell me the type of person you are. And you might be this brilliant person, kind person, confident person. Don't get confident and what's the word you use? Cocky mixed up. Because confident is knowing who you are and knowing cocky is a whole nother level.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? So don't get those things mixed up. Be confident in who you are and knowing who you are and work it like that. Because along with that comes hope and trust and faith and knowing that when I speak these things, I'm going to get it. You have to believe those things.
You also have to believe that you know you're worth it.
You exactly.
A lot of times
deserve it. Yeah, don't feel like you can't say I deserve this. Say it. Because sometimes we do deserve certain things and going to another level and getting certain things that people don't think don't worry about people. Put people behind you. You'll never get nowhere. This is a message for some people. Somebody need to hear this. Okay. So Friday, I said, it is what it is. I know it's scarce. So I'm going to keep my hopes where it is. And if it come available, I'm going to get this car. Okay. But again, remember, it could be upside down because that's what they want you to think. It could be you owe too much because that's what they want you to think. It could be all kinds of things in the car sales world, But I eliminated all of that stuff. I did not allow it to affect me in wanting this car. Okay. So this is a lesson. Okay. This is something that y'all need to hear. Because when you put all those things aside, you can get almost anything you want. Literally. Long story short, I was on my way to Maryland yesterday. We were on our way to Maryland. We had filled up the tank and we were at the light right before you get on the bridge to Monitor Merrimack. I picked up my phone because I had not looked at my phone. Picked up my phone. There was a text message that said, "We left your voicemail." This is from the car dealership. I looked at Corey and I said, okay, well, let me listen to my message. So I listened to my message. And they said, hi, Edwina, this is Eddie. Calling from the dealership. We have your car here. And I said, me and Corey both looked at each other at the same time. And I said, dang, I told my mom I'll be there Friday. Now the car dealership called and said they got my car. Mind you, my car, right? My car. Y'all heard that word?
Your car.
Okay. And I kept it like that, my car. So I said, let's go. We get there. Long story short, I got the car. Let me just say that. Long story short, I got that car. Okay. I drove that car off the lot yesterday and drove it to Maryland and I got the car. You have to believe, trust the process, trust God. When God say move, when God say do something, stop questioning God.
Believe in your new wheelchair.
Yes.
Believe in your new adaptive equipment.
Believe in the modification of your home.
That's right.
Believe in your home. Believe that the credit that you had was for you is for you. Believe that what you had can get you what you want. You got to believe in yourself and everything that comes along with it. Don't feel like you're being cocky because you're talking good things of yourself. If you don't talk good things of yourself, trust me, nobody will. And you have to believe it first before you can tell anybody else. So believe in yourself before you can share it with anybody else, because you won't do it because you're doubting yourself. You're doubting your abilities. You're doubting your beliefs. You're doubting your growth. Because if you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to grow. You're going to stay where you're at. All things DJ and DJ's accomplishments.
Cooking, talking about a restaurant, all different types of things. Okay. That's all power right there.
Yes, it is.
That's all impact.
The whole DJ I had a conversation with DJ, and if you're paying rent and you're doing phenomenal and you're doing this on time and you got the high credit score that some people wish they had, okay? And you got all of this, why not seek what the value of you and what you hold on you? Why not seek where that could take you?
Ooh.
Why not?
That's right.
Because if you're paying rent every single month, you could pay a mortgage on your home and have that as a write-off all by yourself.
When you pay
yourself,
when you pay rent, your money's not going anywhere.
It's not going to you. They're getting credit for it, not you. So if you have a mortgage, let that mortgage be your write-off. You can do whatever you want to your home, modify the way you want because it's yours.
I couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, I'm like flabbergasted about your car now because I got to see this thing because you done talked about it.
The car is hot, and I literally had to believe in my thoughts, believe in my vision, believe in what I saw, and believe that when God says move, I move. Because I kid you not, with the first car I brought, I was having a conversation with my husband, sitting in the living room. He got home from work 6:30 in the evening. That's about what time he get home. We sitting there and we just conversating. And about 7:30, I said, take me to the car dealership. And I said, which one? I said, take me here. And he said, why you want to go there when there's one right down the street 5 minutes? Because God said this. He took me there. He's like, God said, I'm taking you. We get there. God told me in the midst of me and my husband conversating, go get your car. Go get your car. And guess what? I did. They took all my paperwork. I went ready. I had everything in my hand. You ain't going to say to me, oh, we need you to bring this back. No, you don't, because I got everything I can think of with me right now. I was ready. Long story short with that, the last salesperson was walking out the door with his backpack on his shoulder, which is the same salesperson that I had yesterday. And remembered everything about me. Ain't asked me nothing about a down payment or nothing. Ain't asked me about anything. Because when I went in the first time a year ago, he said, are you putting any money down? I said, no. Nope. No money? I said, no. And you know why? Because God didn't tell me to do that. God said, go get your car. If God said he wanted me to put money down, I believe I would have received that. But that's not what I received. Go get your car means go get your car with what you have right now.
That's right.
And what I had that moment going to get my car, I went with what I had to show them. That's what I went with. And I stuck with the no money down. Stuck with it and drove off that car with what I want because they came back to me and said, go get what you want. Go get what you want. Now, mind you, I ain't had that credit score like DJ had, okay? DJ, I ain't have it a year ago. I had that credit score. But because God said it, it was a deal.
Dedication.
It was a deal. It was already a deal before I walked out that door and before I walked in that door. And I drove off the lot that night with a brand new car, 4 miles on it. Believe in yourselves. Believe and trust the process. Believe in God. Believe your worth. Know your worth. Believe that you are worthy. Believe that you are deserving of things. Believe that you can accomplish anything you want. All things DJ and his accomplishments. Okay? And sometimes when I talk to DJ, I can hear that, oh, here comes Miss Wilson again. I can hear that sighing moment, right? Like, oh, Lord, what she get ready to say? Like, I'm going to just shut up and listen. And I'm going to let Miss Wilson talk because that first conversation we had, when I suggested to DJ about doing other things, he looked at me like I was crazy. He looked at me totally like I was crazy. Like, what the world is this woman to tell me I can go? Everybody say, yes, you can. Who are you to tell me I can? And I was straight faced with the DJ because I believed in DJ. I believed that DJ had more than he was showing. because he shows it all the time. His words, he shows it all the time. Okay. So I suggested to DJ those things. And, I got to use that word suggest.
I keep replaying the conversation in my mind. Like,
strongly suggested.
I strongly suggested.
Right.
So I just want y'all to understand that you have to believe in yourself. You have to trust yourself, trust the process, and trust that whatever you put your mind on to go after, to pursue your destiny, your journey, your purpose.
Yes, ma'am.
Whatever those things are, go for it. And just believe that it's going to happen. Believe in yourself. Believe that God is with you and pray all the time. Have conversations with God.
Boy, we can say a lot about that, can't we, Ms. Wilson?
Okay. Yes, sir. So I'm just saying.
In all of what Miss Wilson said, there's two words she used. Okay. Yourself. It all starts with you. You can have 10,000 people tell you what they see. I could have Miss Wilson strongly suggest as many times as she wants to. But if I don't see it, it don't matter.
That's right.
The other thing that she
said, you don't believe in yourself. If you continue to say, I don't believe I can do this, you ain't going to do it. You ain't going to believe in yourself. You ain't going to get nowhere.
The other thing that she said, and here it is right here. When Ms. Wilson speaks about God or talks about God or knows that God is showing her something, she speaks with everything she's got. Now, if y'all notice, I was back here, okay? But when she started talking, I came up here like this. Now, there's a reason for that. A lot of people will say, man, Miss Wilson's intense. Wow, she's passionate about this. Miss Wilson listens to God for a reason, because here's where we're at. God is in control of it, and I'm being very real right now.
Hey,
I love the fact that she, yes, they do. Lord have mercy, Miss Nikki. Yes, they do. Everybody needs some Mama Winnie in their life. I love the passion that she brings with her desires, because doesn't the Bible say, confess to me the desires of your heart? I mean, isn't that what we're talking about? The conversations with God. How many people wonder, well, if I could get this house, all God wants you to say is, bring your worries to me. Let me worry about that. Look, I know I'm going to get my home, especially after a conversation like that. I know I'm going to get my home tomorrow. Well, look, I believe, and it took a while. It took a while. I believe in myself because I've seen things happen. Okay, miracles happen to me every day. Blessings happen to me every day. Be thankful for the blessings that you have, because you don't know what you truly have until it's gone. And that's a powerful statement right there. Being on this radio show and being part of these wonderful people's lives, and knowing that they're in my corner, I can't get upset because Miss Winnie won't let me. But I realize now that's wasted energy. When you get angry, when you get upset, when you get mad or stop believing in who you are and what you are, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your energy. Turn that frown upside down. It's simple.
You're losing you. You're losing you, and that's what you don't want to do. You want to keep the faith. You want to stay strong in your beliefs. You want to stay strong in your beliefs. People would not have gotten where he's at today if he had let go of losing him, if he had let go of his faith, if he had let go of, I could do this show. But now, because these people said these things about me, You know what? I ain't gonna do this no more because I'm sick of people talking about me, and I'm sick of people and their opinions. You know what they got to say. You know, and talking about my cooking and all of that. And I'm just, I can't do this no more. If you allow society to impact your mind, have space in your mind, rent out a little bit space in your mind, you ain't gonna go nowhere. Do not give it to them. Do not give it to them.
Always remember, people, and Alfred said it best. Some people just want to see the world burn. Some people want to cause chaos and discord in your life because it makes them feel better.
Okay. So, I'm looking forward to seeing DJ purchase his home, and although I want to see it before he agreed to whatever home he wants.
Oh yeah. Trust me, you in there, Miss Winnie.
Yeah, I need that walkthrough. And I say that because
advantage. People take it. Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's right there.
I knew what she would go. Look, it's in the contract. Before I sign this, my mama got to walk through. Y'all know what I'm saying?
Listen,
Mr. Wilson on one side, Miss Winnie on the other side.
You don't want people to feel like this is for you. You can modify this away and make it work for you, and then the neighborhood is a mess.
Yes, ma'am.
Your neighbors is the worst in the world. You got trash all in the backyard and all in the house. So if you got trash all in the backyard and all in the house, and what does that tell you? But then they think it's okay for you, and it's not. It's not.
Trying to put you where they want you to be.
Yes. So I just feel like because of the connection we have, and because I look at you as my son, okay? Because this is what he says all the time. So I'm gonna use that. And I do look at DJ as I really protect DJ in some ways. I honestly do. I am so afraid of somebody taking advantage of his abilities and him having the credit and resources to do what he had to do, and just feeling like I'm going to put you here because in their eyes and in their vision it's okay, when it's really not okay. So I want to do for DJ like I would do for my own biological children. Okay. And because I don't want nobody to take advantage of him. I don't want even the creditors and the loan people to take advantage, So like one house, DJ, I love this house, Miss Winnie, it got everything in it. And then I looked at that house and I looked where it was. I said, you're going to be by yourself because Miss Winnie ain't come to see you, boo. You're going to be in that all by yourself. He's talking about somewhere way down in the country, way miles away from here, that Miss Wilson wasn't coming to.
But even more so than that, it would have been a house that there was nothing around you.
Nothing. That's what Corey. It wasn't even no accessibility where he could get in his wheelchair,
right, and just go where you want to be,
like he do now.
Because you used to being free, and to be stuck and having to depend on ride share or if they have it or whatever the case, or the nearest store is 10 miles away and you got to get there and get back. That would have been a secluded lifestyle.
Losing his independence.
Be careful with excitement, and I'm gonna tell you why. And just go into that a little bit. See, this is the boss lady here, so we can go over a little bit. I just
I know I got Mr. with me
today. I was so happy with the house, and the house was gorgeous.
It was the excitement,
and that's what I was looking at. But again, I love the fact, and let me say this: I did it without crying, so I'm happy. To hear that from her means more to me than life itself. To hear that she wants to protect me like that, and that they are willing to step up. Okay, that's true support right there. That's why before I make a big decision, I may call Mr. or Mrs. Wilson and say, Miss Winnie, I need your opinion on this. I want to see what you think because I value them as my parents.
I really just wish you would, like, honestly, I want you to do that. I want to, see these things. I could get around more quicker than you can. So I want to go see it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I want to see it in person.
Right.
And not via duo or anything.
Sure. And I understand
that. The surrounding of the area.
Mm-hmm.
I do that everywhere I go. Like before we came to the office, I seen 2 houses I like, and I wanted to go look at the neighborhood. I do those things. I like to look at the neighborhood at certain times of the day and night and the weekends, because that way you can pretty much tell how area is going to be, so.
Truthfully, yeah. What do I want? I want to step outside and Miss Winnie be on the corner, and I just be. And she say, "Don't wave at me no more, boy." but again, that's what she is talking about is what a lot of people don't have. They jump so quick because they don't think about what's around me, what's really going to work for me. Is the store close? Is the area well lit? Is the area protected? Is there gunfire every 25 minutes? What's going on? See, and now that I've been in the process for a little bit, there's more that I think about. And the agent that I have, which Miss Wilson introduced me to, is great. And she cares about what I need. Measuring the doors. How wide are your doors? Can you get in the bathroom? If the house was built before 1975, probably not. Which means
you have to educate your sales agent if they're not accustomed to working with those with different abilities, disabilities, as community knows it, with the ADA compliance of doors. When you say accessible, not meaning just because you can get in the house. If you have a wheelchair, can his wheelchair get there? Does it need modification? Is he going to need a ramp? How many doors is it? Is it a front, a side, and a back door? If that's so, how do you think that's convenient for him?
Can I get out?
How is he? Then you're talking. He need to have a ramp at the front door, the side door, and the back door, because he needs access to all of those doors in case of any type of situation. So a bathroom. People misunderstand accessible bathrooms. What is an accessible bathroom to a real estate agent that does not know about accessibility of those in wheelchairs?
It's got a bar on the wall.
The chair can fit in.
That's about as far. It's got a bar on the wall.
They got
the toilet high.
Yeah, that doesn't make it accessible.
They got a shower. So they have to be educated. So I educated her on some things that she needed to know and keep in mind when it comes to working with DJ and DJ's ODC. So
OCD. She said ODC.
So you cool, huh? So anyway,
that was the OCD talking right there.
You might want to call her back, Ms. Wilson.
Look, I had to have a conversation with her about DJ. Okay, is ODC. So
he down to say it again.
He just gotta say. Go ahead and say it.
Nope, I'm good.
All right, let me stop messing with DJ. But anyway, I had to educate her on DJ and his. You want me to say it right?
No. Yeah, you said
his OCD. I had to educate her about that, and I had to educate her on how DJs sometimes can have these demanding ways, and because look at his face. DJ during the pandemic, where people are being very careful, DJ was very demanding on her coming to his home, And she really did not want to because of the pandemic. But because me and her had a talk during that, she said, well, I do like to, try to make my clients happy and stuff like that. And, and at the same time, I'm telling her, I said, but Crystal, it's the pandemic. Sometimes you just got to let a person know, look, it's the pandemic and I don't want to be closed into anybody's property for so long and, blah, blah, blah. Although I know DJ was safe, but she don't know. She don't know what DJ do every day. So people need to understand, even in the disability community, even though some people your realtors or the realtors that you may hire, they don't know all these things. So you can't be so bossy and demanding when you're needing help. You got to give them the space they need so they too can help you in the proper way that they need to as well. Okay.
And they make tweaks along the way.
They make tweaks along the way. That's it. She wanted DJ wanted her to come. And she went. So y'all got to be, if you're out there looking for a house in the community and you have a disability, be nice. Be nice to your realtor. Just be nice to them.
I think, too, explaining, and this is a good part all the way around when it comes to any equipment, when it comes to a house, explain to your realtor calmly and respectfully what you need.
Yeah.
Okay. What you want, because that is important.
Mm-hmm.
If your realtor has never worked with a person with a disability, she's not going to know. And that was one of the questions that I first asked her when she came into my home, when she spoke to me, when we were over 6 feet apart, both wearing masks, just to let y'all know.
Sometimes it don't matter, y'all. If I don't want to come in somebody's home, y'all, give them that space. Mm-hmm. Things were virtual. Respect that at the same time. I'm just saying, okay? We passed that right now. But anyway, I'm just saying to y'all still, even if you're 6 feet apart, you still have to respect the person that you're working with.
True.
DJ gonna talk about me later, y'all.
Nope. I'm just thinking. That's all. I ain't talking.
I look at, as far as when you're trying to find your home, when you're trying to find, and it goes of anything that you may need. You may already have a home, but you need equipment, you need upgrades.
Right.
Right. You need the people who you're working with, whether they are skilled in this every day or they're, the layman, they don't know and they've never experienced it before.
Right.
You still need to let them know to a degree what your long-term or short-term goals are.
True.
For your lifestyle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what it's all about. You have to.
I wouldn't even say short term. I would say long term, because if you're purchasing this house and
I'm not talking about just houses. I'm talking about everything.
Okay.
It's all about long term and short term goals. For now, this is what I'm looking to do. But long term, I need something that maybe that can add to this, or we can move this and change that. But we have the foundation in place to start with. Those are the things you want to look at or think about when you're going to do things like buy your home, good equipment, buy a car, buy an accessible van, or whatever the case may be, so that way you know how to plan your life for the long run.
Perfect example of that, Mr. Wilson. We found a house that everybody really liked, and we were going through the pictures, and everything was perfect, and then we noticed there was an upstairs, and I'm like, dang. And Marshall said, well, I used to, my room was upstairs. I can do the upstairs. But Emily thought about it, and she says, why would you make him do that? If we're going to get a house, it needs to be accessible for all of us.
That's
and
right.
It needs to be, and I mean, the kitchen was perfect. The bathroom was perfect. Everything was. And I said, you know what? I'm going to just let it pass. It's not the one, because you're right. If I'm going to get something, this is going to be the move that I'm going to make. I don't want to move no more. If I make this move, now I'm not saying it can't happen, Lord help me, but I'm just saying I want to make one more. And when I get my house and that joker is there, everything is there's going to be some modifications I'm going to have to make.
Yeah.
I've got to understand that. But there are grants, there are churches, there are people that know people. Because in this world, I realize one phrase: it's not what you know, it's who you know. And that's a
Let
very
me interject right there. Okay. Also, you have to understand, if you have an agent and you explain to this agent everything you need, the accessibility, and you say you rather have a ranch and no stairs, if you need this, you need that, and they continue to show you things that don't fit you, it's okay to say, I'm done. You can find another agent. You
yeah,
can.
yeah,
Trust me, you can. I've done it. Even with cars. Even with cars. They're not working with you, and you done said
yes,
over and
ma'am.
over again, it's time to let go and find somebody else. Because nobody should have to continue to tell that same agent over and over again,
Mm-hmm.
did I not say I'm in a wheelchair? Did I not say my roommates are in a wheelchair? Don't put in your mind that we could get a stair lift. I don't want you to think, let me make those choices, okay? And if I say no stairs, that's what we want, no stairs.
Right.
Okay.
Because why would you want the extra expense
Hey,
of getting something that you don't need because you didn't want it in the first place?
don't let
Which reminds
they
me,
want you to put it.
don't settle. Don't settle. Don't just get something because it kind of works. Because you don't want it to kind of work. You want it to work for you. And Miss Wilson's right. I can be demanding. I have learned that nothing she says matters. Mad as I get, it is what it is. Life is life. I can be demanding. I can be impatient. I can be restrictive. I can shut down. I can get quiet. But I can also be respectful in everything that I do. And I will not, no matter how mad I get, I will not disrespect the people I care about. And if I do, when I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong. And again, that is part of the growth process too, because you have to know that sometimes you ain't gonna be right. And sometimes you just gotta shut up and listen. It is what it is.
That's right. That's
when
right.
Miss Minnie was talking to her earlier, oh Lord, here she comes. What's she gonna say now? I don't really have that thought anymore. When I first met her, and it was, we were talking a lot, and I'm like, wow, it was almost like, okay, I didn't really have that thought of what now. I learned very quickly when she spoke, what she's going to speak about is going to have some value. I'm more of a to the point, and I'm gonna get there, and I have to let her get there.
That's true.
That's that. I want boom, boom, boom. That's it. She will go around and down the street and up the way and come back around. But all that
Explain.
is value.
Yeah.
When she was telling me the story, I was like, Miss Wilson, can you just please get to the point? And she's like, I'm
backstory. Yeah.
But see, here's the thing. I've learned now in having her in my life that the roads that she takes, those little side roads, open up other stuff.
Hello?
And you got to have a notepad when you're talking to Miss Wilson, because she going to go and you got to write it down, because if you forget it, I'm going to remember it. And I can go back and say, Miss Wilson, you said this, this, and this. Boom. That's how she's got me. That's what I am. I'm her little recorder that remembers everything when we have a conversation. She said, she going to talk about me later, y'all. No, I don't need to. I don't need to, because I don't think she's going to say anything that's untrue. It may sting a little bit, but you know what? Tough it up. You're going to be all right. You ain't going to die. And I used to be so soft-skinned. Everything that everybody said, I was just, people don't like me. So what? Everybody is not going to like you.
Everybody's not going to like you.
Everything is not for everybody.
It's not.
It truly, I think Mr. and Mrs. Wilson both have made me realize sometimes I've got to sit back and listen to what they have to say, because you've got to take the value. They're going to give you something, whether it's a chicken bone with a little bit of meat on it, or whether it's a piece of fish that's golden brown and you're going to go eat it. You got to find everything that Miss Wilson says, no matter how long she takes to get there, is worth its weight in gold, because you can find that moment when I do find my house and when it does work. And when she does go through and she says, DJ, I don't know about this. I don't like this. Can we make this, or Mr. Wilson goes by and says, have you thought about this? I will value everything my parents say because it is valuable. They have been in my life this long. And I realize that everything they have taught me so far has bettered me as, as an individual, as a man. I've learned more about myself in the past 4 years, not discounting my own parents. I love my mom to death. Up in Tennessee, have fun. I'm just saying, I get it. It is what it is. But here's the thing. There's not a time. I can't think of a time where I've needed, if I call and say, Mr. or Mrs. Wilson, I need this. I don't understand this. Can you help me? I've called because I've had a night terror. Again, you're going through all of this. Some people just are not lucky enough to have the value of people that care about you. But here's the thought. When people care about you, they may say something you don't like. But you got to get used to that. That's because right. When you don't like it and you step back and you look in the mirror, we talked about not to go through anything on the air, but I remember a very important conversation, not going into detail. I brought it up. I brought it up. And Miss Wilson said, I'm so glad you brought that up. Now that you brought it up, we're gonna talk about it. Yeah. When you have a disagreement with somebody and you're in the mindset to talk about it properly, it will make your relationship stronger. Mm-hmm. I love Mr. and Mrs. Wilson very much because I hear them. And when I first met them, and the first time I heard Ms. Wilson on the phone, she said, Corey! I said, oh, Jesus. Yeah! Because I didn't know. I was like,
we joke a lot. Corey don't pay me no attention when I do stuff. He know I be just joking and, whatever. But we're going to shut this down. So a lot of things we said was in reference to accomplishments. Mm-hmm. And, sometimes you could be tired. But if you're tired all the time, or if you're just tired just that one time might be that most important time. And that time that somebody was waiting for you. And if you just push through, it can get you to the next level, and you to save somebody or you to help somebody. So sometimes we can be tired, but we need to push through to get to our destination and to get to that goal or get to that successful moment we're trying to get to. Okay. So then we talk about being confident, and we talked about knowing your worth and knowing that you are deserving of things. And all of these things can help you accomplish the things that you want to accomplish in life. Even if you want to accomplish being successful, if you want to accomplish being confident, you got to learn it. And where does that start? At yourself. It starts with yourself, knowing who you are as a person. And don't feel like you're ashamed or you embarrassed or people are going to think, who you think you are? Talking about you kind and you this and you brilliant and you are. If you are those things, receive it, know it, and carry it with you, because it could take you places. It could get you to your next level. It's not about boasting and bragging. It's about just being confident in yourself, having faith, keep hope alive, trust in God. Look, keep hope alive, trust God, and just know that you truly are worthy of things and stuff. If you're deserving of these things, know that you're worth. Know these things and just believe it and not care about what people say. If you continue to care about what people say, for those out there that's stuck, if you continue to worry about what people say, you ain't gonna never get nowhere. Mm-hmm. Just trust, believe the process, and go after what you want. Don't look at all the other stuff around it. Just go after it. In my little circles and back roads and streets that I go talk about before I get to the message is because there's purpose behind each one, and there are steps behind each one, and there are levels to get me to where I get to get the things that I get in life. There is favor all over my life, and I'm proud to say that. So I said that, but you could say that too, and say it with gratefulness and gratitude and joy and happiness, because it's going to take you somewhere and it's going to open doors for you. So I just look forward to more, DJ. I look forward to so much more, and you going to the next level, because all you can do is rise from here.
Yes, ma'am.
All you do is rise from here. So of all your accomplishments you've done so far, they are great. Keep pushing, keep doing more. Just don't let nobody stop and take away your joy. Don't let nobody steal your joy.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't let it happen. So leave us a word of inspiration, Mr. DJ Carter Jr., and then let people know, if you want to, how they can follow you and reach you.
The word of inspiration I have for you today is, it's your own journey. Remember that each person has their own journey. There are many of us that are sitting on the edge, waiting for something to happen. But in order for something to happen, you have to take action and put effort into what you're doing, because the journey that you take starts with your very first step. And the only chances you're going to miss are the ones you don't take.
That's it. That's it.
You can reach me on YouTube. I have 3 YouTubes. It's My CP Does Not Define Me. It is Worth the Wait Cooking with DJ Carter, launching June 15th. And also it is Chairmaster Games. For Twitter, it is My CP Does Not Define Me at Minion Sports. It is for Instagram, My CP Does Not Define Me. For my blog, CarterDJ85 at Wix.com. And Facebook is DJ Carter Jr., spelled out just like down right here. That's basically what I have. My show is every Tuesday. I do 2 shows. Wheels Talk, Get Real on Wheels Talk, Tuesday at 6. I do My CP Does Not Define Me at Wednesdays at 2 p.m. on Let Go Radio and Facebook Live. So that is basically where you can reach me and how you can find me. I'd love to hear from you. All you got to do is reach out.
And one word I want to leave y'all with is, support is everything.
Yes.
You don't have to wait for people's approval either.
Nope.
Don't get stuck and not move forward because you're waiting for someone's approval. Just step out there and just do it. Step out there and do it. Because sometimes you can wait and you realize next year you're still waiting. And a year after you're still waiting. And you still waited. And guess what? You never accomplished anything. Because you're waiting on approval and you're waiting for someone to help you. Sometimes just take action and start where you can. And you'll be surprised at what will flow in after. That's my message. It all starts with you. What you gotta say, babe?
Well, my thing is don't live in the fear. Don't live in the bottle of fear. Don't bottle up your fear. Go forth, accomplish what you want, blaze new trails for what you want. Set examples for those around you so they understand that you can do things, that you're trying to do things, and they can join in with you to help you get to the next level. Find what makes you happy and what gives you peace, and try to do it as much as possible, and let that be your vent. Let that be your way to relieve some stress and pain. Because it makes you happy. And then, a little bit here, a little bit there, you'll start to see how powerful you really are, and, how powerful you can make those around you.
And there you go. I'm Edwina Wilson, the CEO and founder of Kelly's Choice. And this is my co-host.
I'm Q, the backup singer. I gotta bring y'all. I'm the backup singer. That's it.
You held that cue
Look,
out for
I
like.
had the cue. I ain't got all the fancy introduction like this wonderful woman here. I'm just basic as I can be. I'm cue the backup singer.
I just kept that simple too. So we got work to do, y'all. It takes a village. Build your village and let's keep going. Don't worry about other people because other people's perception of you is none of your business.
That's right.
And if you let it be, you will be stuck right where you at. Y'all have a wonderful day. And we'll see y'all same time, same bat channel next week with the spider. Y'all take care. Have a blessed Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you for tuning in to Kelly's Choice Radio Talk Show, brought to you by Kelly's Choice Inc. Join us every week, 6 p.m. on Sunday, so we can learn more about the caregivers and the differently able. Remember, every Sunday, 6 p.m. on letgoradio.net. And check us out on the internet, www.kellyschoiceinc.org. Send us an email at kellyschoiceinc@gmail.com or give us a call at 757-945-3905. And remember to smile for someone every day. You never know who you may bless. Take care. True story. True story. Y'all take care. Have a wonderful day. And we will see y'all next Sunday.